Have you ever experienced Groundhog's Day in your life before, where you have a particular problem that you keep experiencing over and over and over again, maybe in the same situation or maybe similar situations that seem eerily similar? Well, there's something that we do as people that creates that experience in our life, and that's called invalidating our journey. And today I want to explain to you what it means to invalidate your journey and how you can turn that around so that if you're stuck in a Groundhog's Day, you can get out of it. All right, now invalidating your journey is all about your perception that you're placing towards your life experience. See, through the law of attraction, our perception creates our reality. So what we're focused on is what we are creating. Now, if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you've created something that you don't like, continuing to look at it and not liking it continues to keep it active in your vibration, aligning you with the reality where you keep experiencing that same issue over and over again. So if you've experienced something that you don't like coming into your reality, there's really one of two ways to go with it. One is just to ignore it and let it fade out of the picture. And for a lot of little things, little annoyances, that works fine. However, if you're experiencing a Groundhog's Day, and you have been for a long time, like perhaps there's a particular kind of family problem, or a particular kind of illness, or a particular kind of problem at work that you've been re-experiencing over and over and over again, just ignoring it probably isn't going to cut it. Because if it's gotten to be a Groundhog's Day, chances are it's a very big part of your experience. Now, with these kinds of situations where we're finding ourselves in a pattern where we're consistently experiencing something negative, something painful, something stressful, it helps to understand that the reason why that's staying active in our reality is because we are invalidating our journey. Meaning, we are looking at something that is a present part of our reality and saying, it's not worthy, it's not valid, it's not good, it's bad, it should be different. Now, of course, if we're experiencing pain, if we're experiencing suffering, it probably does very much feel bad, awful, horrible, invalid. But we have to understand that as long as we're placing a label on it, that it's a bad thing, that it shouldn't be here, we're continuing to invalidate our journey, saying that this part of my life is no good. This part of my life is no good. This part of my life is no good, causing us to replicate that over and over and over again. And so if you're in a situation like that, where you've been experiencing the same problem over and over and over again, what has to happen is finding a way to validate your experience, finding a way to perceive it in a different light and to see the positive within it. Now, this can be a bit of a struggle for some people because if you've been experiencing the negative side of something, trying to understand that it's a positive may seem a little bit beyond the capability. But here's the thing. The way I look at it is when we keep re-experiencing problems, it's kind of like we keep walking up to a checkpoint and not crossing over it. Meaning, perhaps you really want to have an awesome job, but because you keep invalidating your experience, you come right up to the door of it, but you can't get in. And you come right up to the door of it, but you can't get in. And you come right up to the door of it, and you can't get in. Because the doorway from the crappy job to the great job is invalidating the job that you have. So validating your experience is hugely important. Until you can look at your experience for the positive, you can't cross over into the next stage of your life. And so in this way, negative experiences are actually very positive things because they're trying to show you that where you're trying to go, you're bashing up against a wall, and you have to find a way to validate where you are so you can cross over. So one thing that can be hugely helpful if you're in an experience that feels really crappy and it keeps re-experiencing itself in a crappy way, start to ask yourself this question: what am I learning from this experience? Or what is this experience trying to teach me? Understanding the answer to the question, what is this situation trying to teach me, is huge because it gets you focused away from the suffering and the problem and gets you to look at what's going on as to how can it serve you? What is it asking you to do? Is it showing that you need to love yourself more? Is it showing that you need to trust more? Is it asking you to relax a little bit or to go easier? What is the situation asking you to do and trying to teach you to do? In this way, we can always see that every single experience that comes into our reality is actually there to benefit us. It is there to show us something that we need to know in order to move to the next level.